G'day, this is Captainoob and this is the SVT-40, a rifle of Russian design that has been made into a standalone, highly customizable weapon in Fallout 4. So getting into the attachments here, we'll go ahead and chuck on the advanced receiver. Just kidding, it doesn't have that. Calibrated powerful is the best thing we can do with this. Going 144 damage, which is kind of bad for this, but we'll go ahead and see how that pans out at Gunner's Plaza. As for barrels, I believe extended barrel should be quite enough. We're getting heaps of range out of that, although that might suck up a little bit more AP. So for Gunner's Plaza, I think a short barrel should do fine for us. Next up for the magazines, we've got a standard or a dually. We'll chuck on the dual magazine. And next up, we've got the optics here, so you got iron sights or glowies, or you could chuck on a see-through scope or a standard scope. We'll chuck on that see-through scope because those are actually kind of cool. Next up, we want to put on a suppressor here. You can have a bayonet if you really wanted to, but as you can tell, there was a bayonet in my inventory at the start. You can actually sort of use that knife of its own, which is kind of good. And now for the duct tape on this, you can actually have it have different duct tapes on it, which is kind of stupid. I'm not sure of this duct tape meme, but you can chuck on different colors of it, and you can also change the sticker on the back. So that's it right there. I'm going to make that the atomic cats. I believe that's supposed to be atom cats, but they don't refer to themselves as that. You can change the zoom level of this, so we'll go for a medium zoom. Why not? That should suffice. And you can give this thing extreme tape if you want to. I'm going to make it no tape because the tape looks kind of stupid anyway. But that blue tape is there for those who are fans of that. And next up, you can actually change this thing to look either blue, red, or pristine, which is kind of nice. But I think I like the look how that is. And you also get that legendary effect that I always show off. We'll attach something onto that if it's not doing it for us, but I think we should be relatively okay with that. And that looks like a turpentine for a turpentine bottle for a suppressor, and I believe it is. Interesting. Anyway, this is the SVT-90. We'll take this into Gunner's Plaza and see what it can do. Here we are in Gunner's Plaza. Let's get this thing stuck into him and see how we do. So right off the bat there, you can notice this thing does indeed have a little bit of a custom animation to it, which is good. And that giant turpentine bottle suppressor doesn't look quite as bad from far away. So we'll get stuck into these gunners here. Didn't quite kill that gunner with a sneak attack critical there, which is annoying. Turrets are under us now, so in that screen shake, it's probably best for us to just back off a little bit to where they can't really give us any screen shake and quickly finish off those gunners there, which is good. We'll try to keep this going stealthy and silent for as long as possible, although this person usually causes problems. We'll go ahead and crit her through the bookcase there, and it didn't really do that much damage as I thought it would. We were detected at the time, so jump there for no reason. As you can tell there, unlike some of the other weapon mods, the bash animation is unaltered. And sometimes in Gunner's Plaza you don't want to use a giant scope on this thing because as you can tell, it zooms in quite a lot, which can be a little bit disorientating for your aim or something like that. So if you've got a see-through scope, switch to third person and you won't have to worry about any of that nasty zooming in. So that makes it perfect for a close quarters weapon, which gives it a little bit more versatility. So you could come in close quarters, use it in third person just like that, and you'll have a lot of fun killing these gunners using this. So the sounds on it are actually kind of cool. I'm not going to use it without a suppressor, but I don't like to show off 100% of everything in my weapon showcase videos simply because I encourage you to try the mod out for yourself and other things like that. So, wow, what are you shooting at, mate? You know, for in danger, you were curiously blind firing at me. Oh no, you're not getting to heal. Okay, back into hidden here. Hopefully it's those turrets up there who are on the verge of detecting me or on the verge of not detecting me. You know what, since you've lined yourself up there, you get to die first, and we'll quickly try to finish off each of these turrets. Can we get a little bit of a shot at you? Yes, we can. This last turret will just knock... oh, didn't quite hit him there. Maybe his leg. We hit the leg of it. Yeah, looks like there's a little bit of spread to this thing, even though sometimes just off the bat, so that's interesting. Now we are in danger, so I'll just peek around the corner and slowly take out these gunners. I think I might have chosen a little bit too much of a zoom in for this for Gunner's Plaza, but as we get onto monsters, it'll probably be a little bit more useful. we'll go ahead and chuck this thing in VATS a little bit, and with that short barrel you can see there that I'm getting plenty of shots in VATS, which is more than you'd get for a barrel of this length around that of a combat rifle, which is nice. And speaking of combat rifle, that is exactly what this thing's third person animations are, so they haven't gone the extra mile and gone ahead and made these animations for the third person as well as first person, but they don't really have to. The animations there work just fine, so that's good. We'll quickly reload and peek around the corner. There we are, only firing 10 bullets per mag. I feel like this is a worthy sort of, it's fine because we're doing quite good damage despite the damage card not looking too impressive at all. So we'll quickly go back into third person here, get up these stairs, and wherever this melee gunner comes from, we'll just spray them down while aiming down sights in third person. We get a little bit of a bash kill there, or we'll just knock her down. That's good. That's something you can do in third person a lot too. Sometimes if you don't want to sort of bash them and stagger them like you would, you can actually sort of get in these animations where you knock them down, which leaves them vulnerable for a bit, which is really fun to do with your companions, mind. I'm going to show that off a little bit later, but it's funny. Anyways, we'll quickly kill the rest of these clones, and then we'll be on to Swan. That looks like we're going into Nerd Rage, which is probably the worst thing these gunners could hope for, because I do so much more damage now. My reaction time is inherently increased from it being slow motion, and I can zip around faster than I would be able to in real time. Alright, now that we're out of that, we'll go and quickly VATS train these blokes. Probably did a little bit too much damage on that, or too many shots on that first legendary gunner. We'll just fix the next one up with a few criticals. Getting a little bit more damage, only slightly more from gun fu there. I think it's only like 20% more, so it's not a whole lot, but it does stack up. If you manage to target 4 or more targets, then there'll be a critical each time, which I've shown off many times. Many weapons that are good happen to be good with gun fu as well. It's a very, very good VATS perk and deserving of Perception 10. So there was the SVT and Gunner's Plaza. If you'd like to see this thing against monsters now, then keep on watching. But if you're only interested in seeing what it can do in the vanilla game, then I suggest tuning out right now. Anyway, on to Swan. Companion things. You can actually sort of trigger the third person takedowns on your own companion, so you can actually just keep on bashing them and you'll actually sort of go ahead and pick them up every once in a while. And would you believe these two wouldn't like each other very much? One kills gunners and one is a gunner, so somebody's... Oh, you can also push them too and make them disappear. I think you can also do that knee kick thing too, which is nice. And they're showing off the power of Basher there, getting a critical every so often, which is nice. Can we get one last little takedown on her? And more. Oh, there's a knee kick. Yep. So if you want, you can beat the shit out of your companions that way, and they won't even look at you that way. I mean, okay, she kind of seems pissed off of me, but you know what? These people would probably fight if they weren't bound by companion things. Them squaring off, staring each other down. It's like one of those big UFC fights or something. Anyways, on to Swan. There's Swan over there, and it occurred to me that I didn't quite dismiss my companion before I fast traveled, so it looks like we're going to be fighting with Matilda here. Now, due to law reasons, she probably wouldn't be fond on helping a gunner out, so we've gone ahead and chucked on a shock collar there to keep her in line, and that's probably too much for some people, but whatever. Anyways, so we'll go ahead and start shooting him, and hopefully we can get some help from our companion soon enough. So if you would just like to be some giant anchor fodder, that would be good, and we'll go ahead and start shooting him in his ugly super mutant face. So we'll go ahead and crit him now, and more crits after that, just to get those first few guaranteed hits. Still with the strange views in VATS. Sometimes my VATS cameras are just a little bit strange. But anyway, we'll quickly just pop this last critical. That was actually a good camera view there, if the character wasn't surrounded by grass there to the point where it was covering the gun barrel. That would have been good. But we'll keep on killing Swan there. He'll probably down my companion in a second. Can't actually tell what sort of level of health she's on because I can't VATS her, so as soon as she goes down we'll be free to do as many sneak attack criticals on Swan as we can, and that'll help us get a lot more. Okay, she's being staggered there. She's actually taking these hits like you wouldn't believe. Like, if I was standing there under him taking all those hits, I surely wouldn't survive. So for some reason, the companions here just seems to be a little bit on the immortal side. Has that finally knocked her down? Nope, still staggering. Okay, there she goes. So now that he's unaggroed, we will be able to... hopefully, we'll be able to get as many sneak attack criticals, but Swan's actually sort of on the ball today, which is unfortunate for me, but we'll quickly just get out of his line of sight by sprinting away, and at sneak rank 5, we can actually lose him over long distances like you saw now, so we're free to stealth crit him every single time from now on. And yep, that isn't doing a hell of a lot of damage, but I'm pretty sure we're punching further than this weapon's range is anyway, so we're getting that damage penalty, which is a shame. As soon as he gets more close, we'll start seeing more of that damage, and if it is really that bad with sneak attack criticals, we can go ahead and make him hit us to get us into nerd rage mode, which will be extremely useful. Still getting sneak attack criticals. I don't know if my companion's gonna get up in a second. I don't think they do. I don't usually play Fallout 4 with companions. I prefer to be alone, but if you want to level up really quickly, just get a companion that you romance with and sleep every so often, because that 15 times XP boost is actually pretty worth it. That's how I managed to get all perks before PS4 had their mods to sort of fill all that stuff in. I just went around with Paladin Dance and just found every bed just slept an hour, and that would give you more XP, which is nice. Anyway, we'll quickly kill Swan here. He's almost dead. Almost dead at this point. That 10 mag capacity is really stinging me right now, because every time I have to reload. Also, that's a rad stag that he killed earlier due to the random encounter. Now, make sure our companion hasn't ran off on us. Where'd she go? She's probably still down. Ah, there she is. Yep, so that was that against Swan. Obviously, where damage took a little bit of a hit there because we are with a companion and we're not getting that lone wanderer. Oh, she doesn't even want to look me in the eye. I don't think she's quite happy working with Bridget here, but there you have it. That was it against Swan. We'll go ahead and do something different now, because that's pretty much the gist of what I do against all bosses. Just sneak attack crit them to death, because this weapon doesn't have the greatest damage output. So, on to Quincy. Righto, mate, you ready? Yep, she's ready. Let's go ahead and get stuck into these dudes then. Again, this medium scope is going to be super helpful at just sniping from long range there, and that is a perfect little shot I'd like to get at that Brigadier. Didn't have any crits ready because I used them against Swan, so that was a little bit poor judgment on my part there. Probably should have filled up on crits before we sort of started, but we'll go ahead and take those shots just to make sure we get him. Concentrated fire there, making it such an easy job taking him out. And you're going to help there, or you're just going to stare at me? Anyway, we'll quickly get around the corner here. Okay, looks like this one's already cloaked, which means they are... Hang on, before you cloak again, I'll just get as many VAT shots as I can. And it doesn't really matter if your VAT shots are cancelled by it. And this, if you get them on before they actually cloak, then that's good. And I like how his legendary overlay is actually making him more visible than he would be otherwise, so that's interesting. Yep, you're just going to stand there behind me pointing a gun at me. I don't think she wants to contribute, although at this point you're probably going to be questioning the alignments of Bridget here. She's done nothing but kill gunners and a giant swan monster at this point, so whose side are you on, Bridget, hey? Anyway, we'll quickly get up to this top of the chapel here, and that should be a good vantage point to take out some of the gunner commanders. And I like testing this spot out now, because in Gunner's Plaza you're only confined to close quarters, which not going to be all of your fights. The Commonwealth, would you believe, is a pretty open map, so I think going to Gunner's Quincy is also a good place to test out some of the more longer range type weapons. Anyway, there's the commander over there. She isn't in her power armor, so she should be easy enough to kill. Just got to spam criticals. She's only got a plasma laser pistol? Nope, it's a 1911. That's actually a nice weapon, so good on you for having that. And you know what? That's kind of realistic for commanders to only be armed lightly, because they expect all of their men to take the bullets for them, or women if you're gunners, because you are gender inclusive and mercenaries and progressiveness, and you know what? That's fine. That's not really law breaking or game breaking or whatever. And you know what? I'm gonna start running my mouth on that topic because I've probably pissed off a few people, because even I get annoyed when people start talking about real life political stuff in my Fallout videos, which is basically never. But anyways, moving on from that, we've got a captain down here. He's got a man bun, so we deserve to crit him through there, and then instant kills there. Now, we're keeping count of kills. I don't think Matilda has got one since the start, so that's fun. This is your time to shine wherever you are. I don't think the companion pathing is good enough to have her follow me. She'll probably teleport behind me at some point, but I think there's a captain here somewhere. Usually there is, just by this little thing here. It looks like we've faded out of danger or caution there, so we're free to sneak attack, critical, anything. And also this bloody mine is always activating my VATs, so that's annoying. We can't hit him with a critical, so we'll just go ahead and manually do this manually. Okay, we're hot, says some gunner, so someone's detected someone. Oh, we are in danger indeed. Interesting. Looks like... there you are. We taking a piss break, were you, mate? Anyway, so you've seen this weapon, you know what it can do, but what I haven't showed you is, oh, you've actually racked up a kill. Good job. You actually can take off the bayonet, or not really take it off, but the bayonet itself, as you saw in the intro there, it's a little knife thing for you to use yourself, so you can poke people with that, and it's got the same animations as a basic knife there. Ooh, I could take that power armor if I wanted it, but I do not. That'll actually lower my strength and my melee damage output. So I'll leave that alone for now, and we'll head to those gunners down there and stab them with a knife a little bit. This is probably too far to fall. Oh, looks like we're going to take on that Assaultron Dominator. Where is it? Okay, I can hear it somewhere. Oh, you're just a companion. Okay, it might be up there. We'll just... Oh, I hear it even more. My game volume's on low, but that Assaultron is very loud. And stop taking all my kills. Wow, she's actually really pulled her finger out. That's excellent. So we'll quickly try to jump up here before we get any more kill steals on us. I want this one's head. You gotta be more specific on that. Okay, so we finish off that kill earlier. And we fell down here, which is fun. There's usually one down here, but I think he's been drawn out already. All we need to do now is just Batman these people down here. There we go. We'll just jump down from here and do a little bit of stabby. So, there you go. This thing isn't quite as powerful as... Oh, there's a knee kick there. Yeah, this thing isn't quite as powerful as you'd find the Disciples Blade from the Nuka World DLC, so you're not going to be blowing yourself away with any of the power, but it's a nice little add-on for you to have. And you know what? This is a nice creative idea as well, so I appreciate that. We'll quickly steal this kill and make sure we get the final blow on these gunners, even though we're being a huge traitor right now. Another crit. Damn it! You stole my kill. One left. I don't have a shot at him, but we should probably guess that Companion Matilda will take him out. Nope, I was right the first time. Companion Matilda's going to finish him off. And there you have it. That was the SVT-40, and it is a really nice weapon. It's got good animation, sounds, textures, meshes, all the work stuff. And how you feeling about this? I think she's impressed that I've killed so many gunners despite being one. This is called thinning out your ranks and making sure only the strongest survive, so we don't get killed by you all the time. Anyway, so if you'd like to see this weapon in your game, be sure to check out the description below. There shall be a link there. I'm not sure if this one is on Xbox One, but I'll have a look in post. And if it is, there will be a link to it down below. And if you'd like to see this companion in your game, she's actually compatible for all platforms. There's compromises made on the PS4 end, but you'll get some use out of her if you go ahead and download some Followers Extended mod where you can give her a ring to make her follow you. Links to all that should be in the description below too, why not? And I think that's about it. How you feeling, mate? You feeling good? Yep, thank you for watching, guys. I think we've made an impression on her then, haven't we?